Hey guys, my name is John Sifferman, and in this video you're going to learn the tripod get up, which is a great natural movement skill for getting up and down from the ground safely, efficiently, effectively, without throwing out your back. It's really good for core strength and conditioning, stability, mobility, coordination. So if you practice it often, you're going to build some of those fitness qualities that we all enjoy. It's also a really good stepping stone to more advanced movement skills. And so if you want to build a body that's not just fit, but also capable in a variety of situations and environments, this is a great stepping stone or building block to get you there. So once you get good at getting up and down from the ground, we can move that to maybe in a different context, out in nature or the urban jungle. If you want to get on top of something or over something, it's a great way to build that skill and conditioning that leads to that more advanced stuff. So I really like this technique. It's probably the first get-up technique that I would teach anybody because it's so simple and practical and accessible. Pretty much anybody can learn this, even if you haven't been training at all, even if you're deconditioned. Doesn't mean it's easy for everybody, but by practicing it, you'll build that skill, you'll build that conditioning, that mobility, flexibility, whatever it is you need to execute it properly. So I'm going to demonstrate it for you a couple times, and then I'll have you follow along. Just watch it for now. And then we'll get into the step-by-step in a moment, where hopefully you'll follow along. You'll learn it a lot better if you do. But if you just want to watch, that's fine. It's kind of a little awkward for me, but that's okay. This is YouTube, right? I do that. So, all right, step-by-step. Find a comfortable stance, like a shoulder width stance. Definitely don't want to be too narrow because you're going to have to balance a lot. You don't want to be too wide because you're going to feel like more fatigue. So something I like shoulder width to start, but you'll feel it out. Feel free to play around with the stance as you practice a little bit. We're going to initiate by hinging at the hips. So it's this deadlift motion. If you've never learned how to deadlift or how to hinge, think about what you would do if you were about to jump forward. You'd come like belly to thighs, you'd stick your butt out behind you, and you'd get into this hinged position. So start with that. A little bit of a knee bend, and then just keep hinging and bending the knees until the hand comes down into the tripod position. So you got one arm planted and both feet. From here, I want you to practice, so say you have your left hand planted. I want you to have your left foot lifting up in the air, just like that. Just play around with it. It's a good little strength and balance exercise. Just want you to feel what that feels like. And then after you've done a few, I want you to lift that foot up and thread it between your two planted limbs here, just like that, all the way out to extension. Just practice that a few times. Thread it between the two planted limbs. Do it one more. At your own pace. Don't feel like you got to keep up with me. All the way through to full extension, and then we're going to sit down. Take a break. You've earned it. So now we're in the seated tripod position. We've got the arm planted. We're resting on our bum. And we still have this foot planted. And so from here, we're going to start shifting to a lying down position. So we're going to start leaning backwards, bending the elbow until the elbow contacts, and we have some weight on that elbow now. And we're going to keep rolling back until we roll onto the outside of the shoulder. And then we'll keep rolling to the back of the shoulder, and eventually you'll be flat on your back. And then you can rest your leg down, just lay down in this corpse pose, dead man's pose, supine lying position, it's sometimes called. We're just literally laying down and we're halfway done. So we're going to now plant that foot again, nice firm footing where you can press through it. And then we're going to press through the foot as we simultaneously, with the opposite side elbow, drag the elbow into the ground or the floor beneath us until we're up on that outside of your shoulder. And then again, onto your elbow, and then onto your hand. So we're just reversing that motion. So you could even practice that now. Just go back and forth between the two positions. So you're here in this lying position with the foot planted flat. You're going to press through the foot, drag through the elbow until you're on the outside of your shoulder. Keep rolling up until you're up on your elbow, and then press up to your palm. And so that's the reverse motion there. From here, we're going to press through that planted arm and the planted foot to get back to the tripod position. Now I want to cover an important point here. So come back to this seated tripod with me. So in this position, I want your shoulder to be stabilized down on your rib cage. So if you think about it, you've got your shoulder shrug position. I don't want you doing this when you're in the tripod. I want your shoulders packed down, the opposite of a shrug. And so do that as you're in this seated tripod position. Don't let the shoulder come up to the ear. Pack it down onto your rib cage. It's going to make it more stable, more safe, able to support your body weight. And maybe someday if you add additional load to this, which you can absolutely do, just like a Turkish get-up, if you really want to increase the strength challenge, that's going to be a really important point to keep your shoulders safe and healthy and stable and strong. So we're flat on the palm. We've got the elbow straight, the arm straight, and the shoulder packed down. And so whenever we're moving through this tripod position, you want to maintain those 3 points: palm, elbow locked, and shoulder packed. So again, we're going to go here. We're going to transition, press through the palm and the opposite foot, raising the hips just enough to thread that leg through, and you're going to get back into this tripod position. And then from here, for the first time, I just want you to put both hands down, and I just want you to walk your hands back up until you're in this hinged position, and then stand up. So just try that a couple of times. So we're going to hinge down. We'll use both hands all the way out into your tripod position, and then use both hands to walk yourself back up at your own pace. Don't worry about how fast I'm going. You're trying to learn here. It's not a follow along workout. We'll do one more into the tripod, and then this time it'll require a little bit more strength, a little bit more dynamic movement. We'll do it with just one hand. So instead of walking your hand up, which I suppose you could do, I want you to just press yourself back until your feet come flat, and then stand back up. And let's practice that transition a couple times. So we're going to hinge into the tripod position, and then we're going to shift ourselves back till the feet come flat, and then we're going to stand back up. So try that a couple times. All right. Okay, let's try it on the other side, a little bit more smooth in sequence, and then we'll call it a day. So I'll shift this way. So I was using my left hand before. Whatever side you were on, switch it. So I'm going to use my right hand. I'm going to hinge at the hips. Hand comes down into that tripod position. Leg comes up, threads through all the way to full extension. Sit down on your bum. Start rolling backwards until your elbow contacts. Then the outside of your shoulder, the back of your shoulder, flat on your back. Leg comes down. Take a breath. Be thankful that you're able to take some time for yourself. And let's get back to work. Foot gets planted. Going to press through that foot, drag through the opposite elbow until we're on the outside of the shoulder. Keep pressing until we're on the elbow. Press all the way up to your palm. Press through the palm, lock the elbow, pack that shoulder down, pressing through that and the opposite foot to lift the hips up. And then we're going to thread that leg through again to the tripod. You can use both hands to get yourself up, or you can use the more dynamic version, whichever one you prefer. And you did it. So that is the tripod get up. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you practice this on a regular basis. And if you have any questions about it, let me know. Do me a favor. Let's make it a great day for us and those around us. See you in the next video.